Hey, good morning, guys. It's Donald and Mary, and we're here to bring you your morning weather, water, and trail chatter report. And so, Mary is going to be starting with the weather and water, and then after, we're going to be talking about biting off more than you can chew on the Appalachian Trail, or really any hike, man. Not just the Appalachian Trail. This has to do with all hiking places, man, and us as people and hikers or outdoor enthusiasts. So, Mary's going to take it away and tell us what's going on with water and weather after we have some reports on snakes and
Bear info.
bear info, closures, yada, 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 and then water and some rescues, and then we'll start our day. All right, here, man.
Thank you, Donald. All right, everybody. Right now in Blairsville, we're looking at 73 degrees. It is mostly cloudy. So today we're going to have a high of 86 with a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. And then tonight, 67 degrees and a few clouds. The winds are going to be light and variable today and tonight. Up on Blood Mountain today, we're looking at a high of 79 degrees. It will be mostly sunny. We do have a chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, 50% chance of rain. And then tonight, 68 degrees, partly cloudy, a chance of showers and thunderstorms before 1 a.m., and 5-mile-per-hour winds, 40% chance of rain. So water is good on the trail for the most part. There are some sources that are starting to dry up. They don't stay running throughout the year, so that's starting to happen. Hogpen Gap is dry. As far as Slaughter Creek goes, I'm not really sure of the amount of water that's still there at the moment. I haven't had any updates in about a week and a half. So try to get water before Slaughter Creek. That way you'll have enough to carry you through for Blood Mountain. North Carolina is getting drier from Burningtown Gap up through Yellow Creek just before you get to Fontana Dam. So get some water when the opportunity presents itself in all areas, of course. That way you'll always make sure you have enough. Make sure you're filling up at Hawk Mountain Shelter as you hike north until you get to Justice Creek, which is 6.2 miles. It is dry out there, but once you get to Justice, you will have water. All right, it is the time of year for snakes. Beware of snakes that are sunning themselves across the trail, and they're on rocks and boulders and anywhere that's really good for them to get some of that nice heat from the sun. Let's remember there is a copperhead nest under the group of boulders up on Cow Rock as you hike north about 5 miles from Neal Gap. Also, we are looking at the continuing closures and warnings for bears up in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. All the shelters are open at the moment. The closed campsites right now are 90, 23, and 26. And just because the shelters are open doesn't mean not to be cautious for bears. Always just, practice good trail etiquette, and you should be decent. The warnings are Charlie's Bunyan and campsites 21, 86, 15, 64, and 65. Let's remember to leave no trace. If we're bringing it in, let's bring it out. That way we can let all trails be good for all of us and the animals that live out there. Everybody can enjoy them peacefully. All right, now I'm going to hand this over to Donald, and we're going to talk about some other stuff we have going on out here and around the country. Donald?
Hey, thank you. All right. All right, guys. And so I'm going to start off with rescues.
When they're in them.
Okay, so first we have an injured hiker who was rescued from the Kalalau Trail in Hawaii on Tuesday, 1.5 miles into their hike. First responders arrived on the scene and discovered the hiker with an apparent ankle injury. Initial first aid was administered on the scene. The hiker was then short-hauled to the Kapai stream landing zone and loaded into the helicopter and taken to the Princeville Airport. From there, they were transferred to American Medical Response for medical care. All right, and so I'm glad they were able to get her, or the hiker, down and to some safety. Sucks getting 1.5 in and then twisting an ankle up or something, right? All right, and so dogs on trail, guys. Let's remember fur friends also. 1, they need proper hydration and food. 2, safe from the elements, heat, sun, cold, care for paws, blisters, and cracking. 3, they need breaks also. And so for the new pups that are out here, man, and for new hikers with their new pups, man, remember that the dog needs as much rest as you do, man. Maybe more, maybe less. But you guys got to find that balance together. You guys are working as a team, man, or really like one unit. That's what you all are. And so 3, they need breaks also. 4, also be prepared to carry your dog due to illness or exhaustion. Over the years, we have picked up many hikers with dogs too hot, too cold, exhausted, blisters, torn pads on feet. Remember that little puppy?
I sure
Not little puppy. He was like this little short-legged dog.
There's a little corgi dog.
And so we picked the dude up at Vogel State Park, right? And brought him over to Woody Gap. This dude probably got maybe 100 feet up the trail, and he had to turn around, and we had to go back and grab him because his little dog, man, his little legs just couldn't keep up, man. He's just little dog. Anyways,
That's right.
we've picked up a lot of hikers. I got a friend out here right now with a dog, man, and it's an older dog, so he has to take more breaks, man, and make sure that the dog is all good.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, and so rescues, New Hampshire, Mount Washington. We had 2 stranded hikers that were rescued from New Hampshire, Mount Washington late Tuesday night. New Hampshire Fish and Game said they received a report shortly before 7 p.m. Tuesday about 2 hikers had become stuck in steep terrain on the Huntington Ravine Trail. They were stuck on steep ledges and told to shelter in place and wait the 2 to 3 hours it would take rescuers to reach them. Rescuers reached the 2 hikers at 9:40 p.m. and got them into climbing harnesses and helmets. Then the rescue team assisted them up the mountain using ropes in the steeper sections of the trail. These guys were out there with no helmets or gear or anything on a trail that they didn't even know about, man. I mean, are these the 2 Canadians that I've been reading about? Okay. And so rescuers reached the hikers, helmets, sections. Everyone arrived safely at the Mount Washington Auto Road at 10:47 p.m. The hikers read a description of the trail prior to the hike, but had underestimated its difficulty. Fish and Game officials said the Huntington Ravine Trail is considered to be the most difficult hiking trail in the White Mountains. All right.
Well, at least they got them out of there to safety.
Yeah, definitely, man. That goes back to the increase in hiker rescues or people that shouldn't be out on these type of trails, man, without the experience and the gear to make it from point A to B.
Yeah, just because it sounds or looks like a cool place to go doesn't mean you should be venturing into it.
And this is where I go back to influencers, Gear Junkie, Backpacker Magazine, all these people talking and not giving the right information. They're just giving what people want to hear, man, what they think people are listening to, and then all they care about is those views and likes and getting the free gear or whatever, man. I am just over that shit, man. It's like, dude, you are hurting people now, man. People are getting hurt. I'm just over it. It enrages me, actually, man. I'm super angry at that stuff, dude. You know what I mean, bro? And I'm disappointed that people are doing that. And they say they love the trail and the community and stuff, man. It's not just the AT, man. This is everywhere. And so people say they love the trail and the people here, man, but they're just spreading shit information, man, to to gain popularity or whatever they're trying to do, man, and get those free bags from the Garage Gears. Or, you know, I saw that guy, I'm not going to name names, man, but we had this guy that used to hang out with us, man, and I thought he was an all right guy at first, but after 3 years of him leeching off of us, man, and watching him just take and take and take and never give back, I finally told him to F off. And so I watched him go after these companies like Z-Pack and stuff, man. Remember he came all dressed up in new Z-Pack gears and probably $3,000 worth of Z-Pack stuff, man. And, you know, he had worked at him for a while, man, and just talked about his popularity. And, you know, all this dude cared about, man, was who was looking at him. That's all this guy cared about. And I just could not take it anymore. The last straw is when he had a picture taken with him at the Shenandoahs for Aqua Blazing, man. The last straw was him telling me the company took a picture of him driving the bus, and they both posted it online. And this dude over here, not the company, not the shuttle company, you know, shuttling the canoers or whatever, kayakers, people that were Aqua Blazing, but the other dude, he called me up and told me that he thought that they should be paying him to post his picture, and that he was going to sue them and stuff. And I was over it. You know, I'd heard enough by that time. But that stuff there, man, those type of people are toxic to the trail, man. It's too bad that I have to say this, man, but this is how I feel, man. And over again for years now, I've watched it progress, and people are getting hurt and dying, and it's out of control. It's just out of control. And so that's just what I have to say about that. And I'm going to go back to just this right here. The hikers read a description of the trail prior to the hike, and, you know, they thought it was all good to go, and clearly it wasn't. They just didn't have the experience, and I'm gonna go back to they're reading this shit online and in the rooms and gear, all these places, man. Seeing it on YouTube. I mean, it's just over and over again, man. It's a repeat. It's a cycle that needs to be broken. And the only way to break it is to talk about it. No one's talking about it.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean, dude? No one's talking about it, man. And so we're gonna be the people that talk about it, because it needs to be said.
It does.
Okay, anyways, man. So let's talk about hiking, biting off more than you can chew. Perfect example was the story before this, but also what we see a lot of dealing with hikers, a lot of hikers, like every day, man. What we see a lot of is people biting off too much, and we had that twice already in the last couple days. We had the Rock Gap hikers that we dropped off at Springer that were finished at Horse Gap, and that was yesterday. And then the day before, we had a Miller Gap pickup. These were Springer to Albert Mountain is what they were set for in 4 days on one wake up, man. So these cats went in at 12 on Monday and expected to be at Albert Mountain at 12 p.m. on Friday.
That's a lot.
That is a huge push, man. And these guys, I believe, were beginners too, weren't they?
For the most part, yes.
Yeah, and they read a lot of this online, man, and they actually were confused about places they could get off. And when I spoke to them, it seemed like they didn't have a lot of knowledge anyways, but, you know, they bit off more than they can chew. And so we picked them up, brought them back to Springer, and they're going to rethink or set their plan back up, man, with more knowledge now. We gave them some information where they could get better information and try to set their stuff up. Of course, they can give us a call, and we can give them a realistic mileage and time frame that they could do it in. And they're willing to
They're looking for less miles and more enjoyment because one did comment, all I did the whole time was look at my feet.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And they were running. They were running for it, man. So they didn't even make their goal the first day. They only made it like 10 miles. And I'm not saying only, but they needed to do 20 miles per day.
Right.
And so that first day at 12 p.m., they needed to break off at 20. They needed to go on a fast run, man, and be done by 7, lay down so they could get up the next day and just start walking again and beat those 20 off. But we all know if we're doing a couple 20s and we're new, man, what's going to happen on that third day, dude, so, or fourth day even. That all being said, and that's not enjoyable at all. And so when people are coming out here to relax and get away, man, they should be...
Pardon me.
They should be definitely not taking on 20-mile days unless they can do, 5 and 3 and then do another 5 and 3 and break it up a little bit so they can enjoy stuff. But when you're new out here, those 20 miles, man, are huge, and it's hard to break those off in a few hours. All right. So next, we're going to do 1, start slow and build gradually. 2, know your current fitness level and consider age, experience, and health conditions. 3, research your route, know about water elevation, weather, steepness, and streams. 4, pack appropriately for conditions, food, water, navigation. 5, listen to your body. Don't be afraid to rest or turn back. You absolutely do not need to, you don't need to impress anyone. All you need to do is make it to where you feel comfortable, man. And it doesn't necessarily need to be the goal that you set for yourself. You already did more than a lot of people are going to do anyways. You came out here and you attempted the hike. And so that's more than a lot of people do. All right, and so 6, hike with a friend or make someone aware of your plan. 7, enjoy your accomplishments and progress. When you turn back or seek rescue, when trying to keep up with everyone else, this can be very discouraging, leading to someone giving up and missing the journey. 1, so this is, I apologize, when to turn back or seek rescue. 1, injury or illness. 2, extreme fatigue. 3, unsafe conditions. 4, loss of daylight. So that's where this comes in. When you're trying to keep up with everyone else, this can be very discouraging, guys. This can lead to people giving up and missing the journey. Because it isn't about the destination. It's about the journey. All right, so know your limits. Everyone is different and has different abilities. There seems to be the desire to cover huge miles and carry as light as possible. This takes time. Learn. Enjoy your hikes. Don't rush. Don't go too light. Don't go too light of a weight too soon. You need to figure out first what balance is out here. If you're a new hiker, man, you have no balance. You don't even know what you're doing yet, man. You just know you're getting on trail and hiking somewhere. You need to learn to figure out what works for you with your gear, man. Not everyone is built the same. Balance for her is not the same balance for me. She needs like rolls of toilet paper and everything to be neat in her bag. I stack everything like tent, clothes, or food, clothes, boom, and it's all scattered. I don't even care, man. Stuffed right in there, dude. Right? Some are organized. Remember that dude we picked up at Deep Gap, dude? He had this box, dude, and it was a plastic box filled with things, and he had a list all written out.
Absolutely, I remember that.
Yeah.
very
You know who
clearly.
else was like that? Was Jeff Schwimmer.
Uh-huh.
That dude was bad, man. We carried his his baggage around forever. He hiked I think he came in 2020, right?
He did come in 2020.
Yeah, he came to the house. So we used to have people at the house all the time. We'd fly him in and bring him to the house and then bring him to the trail or whatever. And so we don't do that anymore. We are very careful now just because I don't want everyone in the world knowing where we live anymore. And it just got out of control. Like everyone was coming to our house, man. And you know, when you're working and stuff, man, and people are coming in the house, a lot of people think we're just like sitting around and you go on a shuttle and that's it. But that's not how this works. And people that have come here and seen what goes on realize now that it's not like that. They're like, holy shit, man, I didn't realize that, because I'm always on the phone. I'm always talking. And she's always driving, or everyone's always driving. There's always a lot of action going on, man. There's a lot of things that go on in the background to keep a business like we have going, man. It's not, we're working every single minute of the day, man. So, all right, that being said, and I used to have a lot more stuff going on, man. I had so much stuff going on, and it was like working, like 5 people were working, man. And so, and same with her. We were never together. We were always apart, and, you know, we were building a business, which we've kind of just like leveled out and said no more. You know what I mean, man? We're cool where we are at now, man. So less time out there and more time together and relaxing and enjoying life. Same idea here, man. You know what I mean, dude? You don't want to bring what we had or what you have, the chaos of life, out here, man. You know, everyday cookie cutter society is what I call it, man. And that's what you come out here for. That's what a lot of people are searching for, is that relaxation and the escape of the everyday cookie cutter society life, man. And that's what we offer to people, man. We offer an experience for people. So, that all being said, man, I'm not going to go on about that, but don't bring that out here with you. Don't make it a part of your hike, man. You're coming out here to escape that, man. So come out here, find your balance, man. Don't chase another person's dream. Don't go in those rooms and start asking people what the best place, blah, blah, blah. What's their best place is not the best for you. You know, and it could be the best for you, but man, explore, dude. That's what it's all about. It's about exploring the unknown, man. That all being said, let's move on here. So, is that it?
Yeah, that's what I had.
Oh, okay. Well, sweet. And so,
I want to add on to what you were saying right
yeah,
here.
what you got, man?
In the last 2 days, the 2 hikers that I have retrieved early and brought back to the vehicle, the one from Miller Gap back to Springer, they told me they definitely learned some things, and you know, they're trying to see what's going to work best for them next time they come out here to make their hike more pleasant, and to actually be able to take the time and look around and enjoy what they're seeing instead of just racing up the trail to get to where they need to go. And then the person that I picked up yesterday,
That was
at
a
first,
father and a
yeah,
daughter, right?
Father and
Son.
going
12-year-old
back
though,
to,
right? Isn't he a
no,
little kid? No?
no,
Oh, okay.
going back to Rock Gap. They had 2 weeks to do this hike, which is a great amount of time to take to go from Springer to Rock
Most
Gap.
definitely.
So that was a really good plan right there. But when I picked him up, he got in the car and, you know, he said, we're done. He said, this adventure from Springer to here has been absolutely amazing. He said, I am completely satisfied. We will be back in the future. He said, I learned some things about the elevation and the hike out here. He said, I assumed that it was easier than it was, and it's not. He said, I learned some things, so he said next time we'll come back better prepared and, you know, maybe modifying the hike to a shorter distance, but he was completely satisfied with what they had done. He said he learned a lot of things, so that was wonderful.
So I think it's best for people to not get online, and I mean, it's okay to get online and ask around and stuff, of course, man. But you have to take it with a grain of salt, man. You have to understand, man, that people can't come out here and do huge miles. And when I see people say, oh, you can do 10 or 12, no big deal, I did it. And it's like, no, man, you're giving these people this too much. I always tell people, man, I'm like, when they ask, because we get a lot of people that do ask, do you think I'm biting off too much? And I say, hey, man. Or they say, well, I may be doing too little, and what if I hike past, you know, where the pickup spot is? And I always tell them, man, I'm like, dude, we're right here anyways, man. We'll just come and scoop you up, man. We're not one of those businesses that don't answer the phone. When you call us, we're going to respond immediately. And if if they call Mary's phone or something, man, and she's not able to get to them, we have a message that's set up on our voice message, and she'll send off a text saying to call me, and then I can go ahead and assist the rider. And so you don't have to meet your goal, man, or your planned goal. You don't have to meet that, man. If you have the right drivers and the right people that you're working with, you can hike as far as you want, because we're going to grab you. You just have to communicate with us. And if you communicate with us, we're going to make whatever we can happen. I don't care what time of night it is. I've got Jordan. He'll get up at 12 a.m., man, and scoot on out, and Mary and I will too. As we get older, we send Jordan now, because he's a young little baby Jordan. And so, but seriously, man, don't think that you have to come out here and prove anything to anyone. You have to find your balance, man.
Don't compare yourself to others.
That's right, man. Never compare yourself to anyone. Your balance is different than others. Okay, is that all you'd like to say
That's
on
all
that?
I have, yes.
I wanted to talk about a British man, dude, that was so there was a British man that was that's been missing for like a week now, and they did find him, and they found him. So rescue team searching for missing British man Matthew Hall in the Italian Alps have found a body. The discovery was made on Wednesday evening, close to the cross of Delu, a mountain viewpoint high above the town of Chiavenna, where the Chiavenna, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. Chiavenna, where the 33-year-old from Hull had been staying. Mr. Hall sent a photograph of the cross of to the friends on the day he went missing, leading to the search of the trails in the area. Italian police told the BBC the body was found at 1900 local time, and members of Mr. Hall's family has been informed. Mr. Hall was staying at a B&B Plancher hotel when he disappeared on July 9th. He was thought to have been planning an 8-hour trek and had told friend in a text message he had taken the wrong turn and was having a rest. Lieutenant Jim Tony Massey said a body was found in a crevice in the area from where Mr. Hall had sent the message. Due to the danger involved in reaching the body, a helicopter was brought in to assist with the recovery. Mr. Hall's mother arrived in Italy on Wednesday. His father is expected to arrive on Friday, the officer added. 7 of Mr. Hall's friends, including some who have known him since school and colleagues from Quicklime, the broadband firm where he worked, previously traveled out to join the search. They said 3 helicopters, multiple mountain rescue teams, police, and specialist drone had been working around the clock to try and find him. Mr. Hall began his solo hiking trip on July 5th and had been due to fly back to Manchester on the 12th of July. He was known to be a confident walker with the knowledge of mountains and rugged terrain. His family and friends have praised the Italian police, rescue workers, and community in Chiavenna for their help. Sad.
Sure is.
All right. And so that search is over. I'm glad they were able to at least put closure
Right.
on it.
It's better than not knowing. Unfortunately, not a happy ending.
Not at all, man. All right, and so I want to read one more thing, and this is in Juneau, Alaska. So hiker rescued from gully at Eagle Crest. So a woman got stuck in a gully after taking a wrong turn. A hiker was rescued by Juneau Mountain Rescue after getting stuck in a gully this past weekend at Eagle Crest Ski Area. According to an announcement from the Department of Public Safety, Alaska State Troopers received a report on Sunday of a woman who was stuck in a gully. The troopers contacted Alaska Mountain Rescue to carry out the rescue. Jackie Ebert is the operations lead for the Alaska Mountain Rescue. She said a team of 10 people helped to assist in the rescue. Ebert said the hiker was alone on the trail to Ben Stewart Mountain when she took a wrong turn. Ebert said the hiker became stranded in a heavy forested section with a gully drainage. She did the right thing by stopping, making the call for help.
Definitely.
That's what Ebert said. Ebert said the rescue team used position data from the hiker's cell phone to find her and then used a drone to pinpoint her exact location. We lower an attendant down to the subject. Ebert said a member of the rescue team was lowered down to help the hiker out. Ebert explained the process. We lower an attendant down to the subject so a person, one of our rescuers, and then they secure the subject by putting a harness on them and tying them into the rope. Ebert said the hiker was pulled out of the gully and was able to walk back down the trail. Ebert said that from the time they got the call from the Alaska State Troopers, it took about 4 hours to rescue the hiker. There were no injuries reported. So lots of rescues going on everywhere.
Yes.
Definitely people, I guess, kind of unprepared in that type of backcountry. Should probably be carrying 2 satellite devices. Especially out there, man. And don't clip it to your backpack where you put it down somewhere and then you walk and maybe go half a mile to get the water and you're going down an embankment. You could fall, slip. Next thing you know, you don't have anything on you.
Right.
I was thinking about it that actually with that guy that was at the Della Falls or whatever up in Vancouver. And so this guy drove his vehicle up some logging roads to see this huge waterfall and got stranded up there. And so that night he was stalked by a cougar, he says. But he had bear spray and what was the other thing? His whistle or something, maybe. I can't remember what it was. But he laid down on a bed of moss to fall asleep. Well, while he was on that, he heard a growl. He discovered or found out that it was a cougar or a mountain lion. Well, in there it says, he was away from his bear spray, and what protects him from this stuff, man, he's like I couldn't get to the mountain lion because, to his bear spray and stuff to spray the mountain lion to protect himself because it wasn't near him. It was away from him. And I'm just thinking, it's like, why would you not be sleeping with that stuff, man? That's your protection, dude.
Is.
And this is where I go back to what the hell are people thinking, man? You're going into the backcountry of British Columbia, dude, and all you have is bear spray. You drive your piece of shit car up in there, man, you know what I mean, dude? It's like, what? I don't get it. And then you just leave it there. I mean, no, man, that doesn't sit well with me. That's leaving the car there. It doesn't sit well with me. But the thing that blows my mind, man, is how unprepared and how this person wasn't thinking, man. But
Thankfully, it had a good outcome. It could have been worse. And if that was me with bear spray,
that's right, dude. I would definitely have that stuff right near me. Maybe not like right triggered, man, but it would be near me where I could grab it and get it. I wouldn't even go up in there with bear spray. You would see me with a gun, man. You know what I mean, dude? So.
And if you are carrying bear spray, make sure your latch is secured. We had someone who accidentally had their bear spray go off last year, and I did get hit with it.
She did, man.
Thankfully, not in the eyes. It did affect my nasal passages and down my whole leg, and it was hot.
Yeah.
It was awful. So I couldn't even imagine getting a full straight-on blast of that. It was rough. So secure those safety clips.
The bear spray, man, is definitely more potent than human mace and stuff and pepper spray. All right. So that all being said, guys, man, do you have anything else you'd like to say?
No, everybody have a great day.
Sweet. You guys, man, have a great day. One love. Peace.